Hey, welcome to season 2, episode 1 of the Bad Podcast. Yeah, we're kicking it off. If you follow us on Instagram, you saw our rebrand a little bit, added some yellow, and added our faces to the art if you're not familiar with the way we look. So hopefully that didn't stop you from listening or wanting to listen in the future. But we're excited to just kind of dive into more pop culture things, including Star Wars. Obviously, we're going to cover it, but thank you for tuning in. So I'm your co-host Justin Samoy, and I'm here with BJ Davis.
What's up, guys?
And Drew Crismo.
New season, new me.
Yeah, change up the order there. So I don't know, I was just testing it out. Don't know how I feel about it. I think BJ should always be last. So you get the and credit. It's good.
Yeah.
Like a producer credit.
Yeah, but today we wanted to mostly talk about a movie or a film or a picture, depending on what you say, that is coming out this Thursday night, but technically Friday, according to the internet. It is Spider-Man No Way Home.
No Way Home.
Ooh, that's scary.
Yeah, so I guess we're just gonna talk about our final thoughts, theories on what we think will happen.
And just to this probably goes without saying because we're recording this on Monday and this comes out on Thursday night / Friday. This will be spoiler free because we have not seen it ourselves, so we couldn't even supply the spoilers if we wanted to. But I just thought I should throw that out there just in case you're driving and you don't want to shut it off because you think it's going to get spoiled because it's not.
It's not.
Yeah, but just to be clear, if we say something right,
that's a point for us.
Yeah, we just get points. We
and points equal
so
money.
we haven't seen any official leaks about the premiere that has happened.
Yep.
Or anything, or I think it's happening now, whatever. We don't know anything official. We might say some speculation or rumors or things like that, but we will
stick to rumors or I won't even say the word leaks because we have not seen any spoilers. We have not looked at anything. So just we are going in the same knowledge as everybody else, other than rumors and evidence from other things that we've seen that we were going to pull into it.
Yep. So I mean, do we just start with the big three question, or do we start a little bit smaller?
Well, I will say this before, that kind of just bridges the spoiler point real quick. So like we said, the movie premiered last night on Sunday night. And apparently it's a very weird thing that's going on with this movie that we've talked about this before. Endgame was so different with as far as the spoilers and how spoilers are viewed, or at least being gone about by media outlets and even interviews or the trades and stuff like that. Where Endgame, it was hey, don't be a dick, don't spoil, no spoilers, it's not cool. Obviously Spider-Man No Way Home, the studio saying no spoilers and stuff, but it's not being pushed as hard overall. Where literally the second the marketing for this started, every single interviewer was are Toby and Andrew in it? How does the movie end? Does MJ die? Does Doctor Strange turn evil? Literally everything. Everybody wants to know everything. I found it incredibly frustrating, and even more frustrating is not even 12 hours after the premiere, Variety, one of the biggest trades in the movie realm, apparently just in their review was basically along the lines of a Reddit post where it was just bullet points and just points of every single spoiler in the entire movie, and that was their review. God. Not even 12 hours, and that's not even to say the movie isn't even supposed to come out from that point in the United States for a week.
Mm-hmm.
They're just spoiling it all, and I mean, that could be fine with maybe another franchise, another movie, but this is MCU, and you know how much spoilers go into how much that matters with the story going forward and the experience you have in the movie theater with these movies and why there's so much secrecy. I just think that is such BS.
Yeah, and you told me that this morning, and I blocked Variety on Twitter. And Instagram. I was
and added it to our Add it to our muted list.
Our muted list, yeah.
BJ, you want to tell the listeners about our muted list?
Yes. So
I actually joined in on it.
Oh heck!
Yes.
Oh,
I joined in
yes.
on it a couple hours
ours.
ago because I was just gonna delete Twitter, but I was like, sometimes I need a good doom scroll, and I try not to be as phone as little as possible, but sometimes you just need a good
Twitter.
Good
Exactly.
escape.
Yeah. So for the muted words, I have about like 45. I have everything from like spoilers, Mary Jane, Tobey Maguire, Andrew, Garfield. Let me tell you, like, I'm not getting spoiled.
Spider-Man, Spider-Dash-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, no, I did, yeah. Those are like, yeah, Spider-Man, Spider-Dash-Man, Spider-Spaceman, Spider-Man.
Died.
Yeah.
Every character I could think of, I'm not seeing.
I have like Aunt May, Green Goblin. I have Ned, like Charlie Cox. I have Daredevil.
Happy.
Oh, I should probably have Fisk in there. I didn't put Fisk.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good idea. Honestly, we might as well put Hawkeye stuff on it too.
Yeah, well, definitely after tonight's, or I guess tomorrow morning, tonight, whatever you want to call it, like that episode, which we can talk about also at the end of this. But yeah, there. So basically, we have a bunch of stuff muted, so we're trying to avoid spoilers at all costs, and the variety thing really doesn't help because it's just putting so much stuff out of there. And if you don't want it spoiled, stay out of any mention section on anything whatsoever, no matter how different it seems, because Justin has a great story about what happened with him.
I was say, so for spoiler wise, I might have talked about this before, so sorry if it's redundant, but I was on a Bears football post in 2015, 30 minutes before going to see The Force Awakens. Super excited, and The Force Awakens was great, loved it at the time. And then so I was on a Bears football post, and they put up a photo of like Jay Cutler with a lightsaber. And I was like, oh, cool. So I clicked on the comments, and the first comment I see is Han Solo dies by his son, Kylo Ren. Now all caps. And I was like, oh my God.
No.
So yeah, that was the worst. I was like, I hope this doesn't happen. And then I see Han Solo walk across the bridge, and there's like that huge like establishing shot, really wide, and they're like he's walking towards them, and I was like, dude,
is it real?
He's gonna die here. So I know what I have to do, but I don't have the strength to do it. Dude,
that just reminded me about Endgame and how you guys basically spoiled the first like 10 minutes for me.
Oh, we said Thanos dies in the first 10 minutes.
That was a complete guess.
Thanos dies the first 10 minutes. I'm like, yeah, all right.
That was a complete troll before we even saw the movie.
No, it wasn't. Like,
yeah, it was.
I thought you guys saw the movie.
No, we hadn't seen it yet, and that's why when it happened, we were like, "Oh fuck!"
You're like, what?
Season 2, baby. We can be raunchy. Yeah. It's all good. Yeah, we're new flavor, but yeah. So no spoilers. We're gonna try not to spoil it. And sorry.
Can we talk about media stuff that we've seen before?
Yeah. No, we can talk about all that stuff and things that have been like in the public, but we don't know anything official. At least I don't. So I know I just know the cast.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we know some of the cast.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good starting point. Like to what you were saying before the spoiler talk, like let's just lead off with like the most obvious question. Being
what are your thoughts?
Are we gonna get Toby and Andrew?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of apparent at this point.
Yeah,
especially after we saw that. What was it? The Brazilian trailer.
And then the lizard's head moves.
I have something to add on to that. This was like 5 days ago, so like this could be fake, but I'm saying like stuff that came out before the movie. Who knows? Whatever. There was like a interview cut from like some, I forget like the source or like who was doing the interview, but they had that cut of them talking to Zendaya and Tom Holland, and they were like cutting to that scene where they're like where the lizard gets like punched in the midair, but they cut with like a second of them talking and then a clip of the movie, and it was like
Oh,
that 6 seconds, and all three spider they didn't cut them out. All three were swinging, and it like matched up perfectly. And
wow.
it was like Toby below, and Tom Holland, and then Andrew.
Mm,
Mm,
love that.
And then also apparently I
Could be
didn't
fake.
see this.
yeah.
I didn't like see this until later, but apparently I forget her what she does at Marvel, but I think she's either in marketing or digital or something like that. And she posted this like promo on Instagram, just on her Instagram, and it was like a really cool poster with like half Tom Holland in his like regular face and then half in Spider-Man. It was like all the villains like kind of like sprawled out, and then Doctor Strange like in the eye of Spider-Man, and then there was two shadows, so it looked like there were silhouettes on either side, like it would just be like Spider-Man looking this way or that way. But
Is that taken down?
the silhouette on the left is Tobey Maguire, and the silhouette on the right is Andrew Garfield, and it's very easy to tell by like their like nose and everything.
Mhm.
Wow.
I want to see if I can find that.
I want to say, I don't want to go looking for it, but
Yeah, I would be very careful right now, guys. Looking for
Oh,
stuff.
actually, yeah.
yeah, I'm not gonna look for it.
Don't look for it.
I did look for it, but I didn't see anything. So
Let's
we're
see.
good. Yeah, no, I hope they're in it. Okay, actually, let's just this is just a little fun. Who's your favorite Spider-Man?
Mm.
Just real quick, you don't have to. You can say
Tom
one sentence
Holland.
about him.
Tom
I really-
Holland, he's the right age, and he's just like, I don't know, embodies Spider-Man.
I really like Tom Holland, but I guess I'd just go with Toby just from like the nostalgia standpoint, honestly.
Oh, this is perfect because then I will pick Andrew Garfield, who I was going
Really?
to pick with from the start. But
Wow.
I mean him maybe as Peter Parker. He was way too cool for Peter Parker.
He was a very like cool Peter
Yeah,
Parker.
I hated his soft voice. That just bothered me when I watched
and he was
the first-
skateboarding. But dude, the quips when he's like talking to bad guys, I was like, dude, this is exactly like Spider-Man. Like Tobey
Yeah,
Maguire is
yeah.
too much like this. So hard being
If you're on
Spider-Man.
the podcast, you can't see that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you're listening,
Hmm.
my shoulders to my chin, and I'm looking down. I'm going,
Man.
so hard being me. But like Tom or Andrew Garfield was like, oh, you're gonna blah 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 blah. Like that was terrible impersonation, but I thought it was great, and I liked his suit. I liked the ripples in it. I think he was cool Spider-Man.
Mhm.
But I love all three of them. I'm excited to hopefully see all three of them in there.
I think it really does. It like we know they're in there. Like I mean, like if they're not, I will be absolutely blown away. Like
Mhm.
I would be
it
that
would
would be
make
the surprise.
it wouldn't make any sense.
Okay,
It wouldn't make any sense.
the movie is 2.5 hours. At what minute marker do they show face? I'm assuming that they show up at the same time.
Let's do minute marker and amount of screen time per. Like
I would-
of the two.
Okay.
Because Tom Holland, that's all of it.
I know people love Tobey Maguire. He's probably like the most favored one out of the three. So, but I bet that he's the hardest to get a hold of and the hardest to like work with.
Mhm.
Not hardest to work. Well, maybe the hardest to work
I've
with.
heard
But
that.
like, yeah, but I feel like he has like the Leonardo DiCaprio thing because he's in his squad of friends where it's like,
Mhm.
I'm like, I'll show up. Like,
Yeah.
blah, blah, like I'll come maybe. But like, I feel like Andrew Garfield's all about it.
Mm-hmm.
So if they show up at the same time, I bet you. Actually, no, I don't think they do show up at the same time. I think Andrew Garfield will take on the role of into the Spider, not Jake Johnson's Spider-Man nearly as much screen time where he was like in the whole movie. But
Yeah.
I bet you he shows up first, if anything, and then Tobey Maguire will be like the moment where he comes in, and then all three of them are together. But
Yeah.
if they both have the same amount of screen time, then I think they only come in within the climax.
When do you think they, like what minute, how far into it?
If the credits are 10 minutes, so probably like 1:45.
I think they come in at between an hour and an hour 15.
Dude, if they come in that early, that'd be hype.
Well, the press for the first screening were only allowed to see the first 40 minutes.
Mm.
So, yeah.
I have no idea. I'm thinking like halfway into the second act.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also think we might get Venom.
Yeah, that was my next question. Do you think Tom Hardy and Eddie Brock is in it?
And a post-credit scene.
Maybe because spoiler for Venom, which I haven't even seen. I just heard about the ending.
I haven't seen it either.
Venom saw Tom Holland Spider-Man on the screen. So yeah, either it's a post-credit scene or he's in it. But I really want him to interact with Tobey Maguire. If next question, he's gonna die, unless Tobey Maguire dies or something, or whoever.
I think Tobey Maguire takes on like the more of like the mentor kind of like role, kind of like what he had in Iron Man, where like, yeah, I think that might be it. I think that there's something to say between like Andrew Garfield, like his Spider-Man with losing Gwen the way he did, and then seeing Mary Jane fall in this the way she did. Like, I think that there's something there, and like that's gonna be like a theme, or like that's gonna be addressed. But yeah, I think they come in like around hour 15 to build it up a little bit. Collectively, they probably each get like 30 minutes total of like screen time. So it's like actually like I think
that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. But like if you have them for half the movie, then
Infinity War had like the most people in it, but Doctor Strange, who was 5th in screen time, had 16 minutes.
Oh wow, yeah, that's true.
Thanos had 30 minutes, and he was the most.
Oh yeah.
But like that's in terms of like their face on screen. Like they could be in the scene, but not on camera.
Do we think we get Charlie Cox?
No.
Yes.
I think 100% we do.
I'll leave. I'll leave.
I hope we do.
I'm watching it.
I will also go to say I think we get him before 40 minutes or right after 40 minutes.
Yeah, I feel like, well, I mean, the only part I really feel like he'll fit in would be being Tom Holland's
He's his
lawyer.
lawyer.
Yeah, I don't think maybe we'll get Charlie Cox. I don't think we'll see Daredevil.
I don't think
I don't think we're gonna see the Daredevil outfit, but
I don't think you're gonna see Daredevil, the outfit Daredevil, and like him addressed as Daredevil until
just Matt Murdock.
Yeah, he'll just be Matt Murdock until like the Echo series.
Yeah, because in the Winter Soldier, they mentioned Stephen Strange just in passing.
Yeah.
And that was before Doctor Strange came out, or before he wasn't even on screen or anything like that.
I think they might.
I think they'll show him.
Yeah, I think if Charlie Cox is in it and Matt Murdock is his lawyer, or like we get Matt Murdock to a certain extent, I think that they hint at something that he's like not fully blind for people who like don't know who Matt Murdock is. Like,
I bet he I feel like
catches something or like something. Someone catches something or like he like gets out of the way of something, and you're like, wait, what the? And they don't like fully address it, and he just like has like a slight quip or something, and then
he basically says, "Yeah, I'm a hero too. I understand what you're going through."
He like there's like a wink and a nod to it.
Yeah.
With great power comes great responsibility, Peter.
Charlie Cox says it.
How do you we feel about Doc Ock kind of being a mentor? Based on the trailer, I feel like he's just wants to get home. No, not a mentor, but like
I just don't know the plot.
Honestly kind of like a mentor. I feel like I don't think they capture him because he looks like he's very capable of escaping at that point.
I don't know.
I think he's like, you're not the Peter I know. Like, I want to go home and kill my Peter, Tobey Maguire, or I just want you to get me home.
From what I've gathered from the trailers is like Doctor Strange is basically saying like we have to like send them back or we have to do something with them and it's inevitable that Spider-Man kills them where like Peter might want to protect them because he doesn't think that they've done anything wrong. But Doctor Strange, that's why he like steals the thing from him and everything. That's kind of where I think that's going, where like I think that relationship is going to get like with Doctor Strange is going to get odd, but and that's when I think like you'll see the other Spider-Man come in and kind of like
help
show him like either like the Green Goblin died, as an accident, or like these were like we didn't murder these people. Like things
Yeah.
happened to them
And you
because
can't save everyone.
you can't save
Yeah.
everyone. Yeah, that's a great point.
Mhm.
Because in that new
So
TV spot, he's like, Peter, where's my machine? He was like, you're what? And then he starts attacking him. And he's like, what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Mhm. do we think Ned becomes a bad guy?
Ooh, I never thought of that. That's
Do we think he becomes the equivalent of the Hobgoblin?
Hobgoblin.
Yeah,
I think something happens. Something happens with Ned in this.
because obviously it's going to be
I never
easier for
thought of
him to send other bad guys to their place and then have them deal with that in that own respective universe or
Mhm.
dimension, whatever, multiverse. But Ned's in his, so he has to deal with it. Like,
I never thought of that.
What
mhm.
if we get Ned in something else? You know, I saw a really crazy theory because there's 2 Green Goblin suits in this movie. There's one where Willem Dafoe is wearing like goggles and like it
Yeah.
just like it is a different suit on the glider, and then there's like the traditional like Green Goblin from Spider-Man 1 in it. And
Mhm.
someone was like, what if like Willem Dafoe is in, you know, the regular like the one where you can see his face and all that kind of stuff, and then the Green Goblin from a different multiverse? Because you don't necessarily have to know every multiverse. It doesn't have to just be from the movies we know.
Yeah,
But
like Loki did it.
what if it's Ned
Yeah.
as the Green Goblin? Because like Harry became the Green Goblin.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, what if it's Ned and he's
But
in
it's a
the
different
fake
Ned. Yeah,
mask?
I can see that.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought I just heard that and I was like, wow, that's very interesting.
So
Wow.
another thing I want to talk about, the title leads on, it's Spider-Man No Way Home. Probably no way home for all the villains, but the big theme of Spider-Man is sacrifice, responsibility. It's happened in like every single Spider-Man.
Mhm.
Maybe not so much the MCU ones, but like they sacrifice everything, at least in the other 5. But sacrifice something, whether it be Uncle Ben, Gwen,
Yep.
or Gwen's dad. Do we think that Spider-Man, our Spider-Man, Tom Holland, this universe's one, is the one who, to solve everything, he gets lost somewhere and he has no way home at the end of the movie?
Possibly. I think the one you're gonna lose is Happy.
Mm.
Hmm.
Kind of like an Uncle Ben role, but not being
Mm.
Uncle Ben.
Ooh, what if we lose him like in the multiverse, and then in Multiverse of Madness we save him?
That could be interesting. Also, something I've heard prior to this is the second post-credit scene will be the first look / trailer of Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness.
Ooh.
Cool.
Oh, I
And
hope. What if
maybe
Wanda's
and
in it?
potentially
I want
Wanda.
us in it too. Dude,
Ooh.
this is a theory I hope is not true. I hope Doctor Strange isn't like a Skrull or like some imposter. I just think that's
Yeah.
boring. I think that's gonna be
Yeah, it's a
boring.
little overplayed too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It'd be
too
like,
easy.
yeah, like not a sick twist. You'd be like, okay. But it might happen, but I hope not.
Other Easter eggs we think might be in it. So like one I think is going to be like Reed Richard owns
Yeah,
Stark
Baxter
Tower.
Tower. Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be
Or what if Tom Holland's going through the multiverse and for some reason sees Into the Spider-Verse
cool. Oh, Miles Morales would be so
yeah.
cool.
And then like you just see a scene and then like in the second part of the Spider-Verse movie, you see the same scene. Like that would
be cool because people were
Yeah.
asking like Tom Holland got asked, "Are you in the next Spider-Verse?" He's like, "Oh, they called me, but I haven't had really contact with them." And someone's like, "Leave this man alone."
Yeah.
Someone stop asking
Oh
him
my
questions
God.
about Spider-Man.
Like literally, they could have
Watch the
just
movie.
animated him into it already, and then
Yeah.
just gonna be asking him for like a quick,
Yeah.
like, saying one thing.
I think
Tom
like
Holland
if
needs
you
to
got
stop
because there were rumors about Miles Morales in this.
Mhm,
But
I
then
remember.
Tom Holland mentioned Miles Morales like going forward and like wanting him to be the Spider-Man and stuff like in the future. That makes me think like maybe they didn't do that in this movie yet. I don't know, but there are a lot of things like weird connections that you're like, oh, I don't know if they do this. Like if you notice in the beginning of the trailer when he's swinging through, when he's trying to get away from the mob with Mary Jane, he's swinging through New York. One of the billboards is the Rogers, the movie.
Rogers, yeah, from
from
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Mhm.
So kind of like, oh, are we gonna get like connections to Hawkeye at all from this episode? Because they knew that this Hawkeye episode is coming out um the day before the movie drops, just similar to how like Disney did this with Mandalorian and Episode 9. Mandalorian came out the day or like a couple days right before Episode 9, and they introduced Grogu force healing, and then Rey was force healing that big like serpent in Episode 9. So like that's something that Disney has done before. I mean, would it be so crazy to think like you get a Wilson Fisk thing if we get Wilson Fisk in this episode, or I don't know.
I don't think that would happen just because the Hawkeye thing is like in Christmas time, and I don't think the Spider-Man takes place around Christmas time.
Maybe they'll do something similar, like not force healing, but something that like could happen, like you can't jump through like this and this, and the Hawkeye's like, well, maybe you can, and then later on it's like, oh, well, if Hawkeye can do it, Spider-Man can probably do it. Like maybe something similar to the force healing. But I don't think
we get any other like MCU characters.
Maybe in the background, maybe we just see like Kate Bishop walking around. Just that, I doubt that's gonna happen, but like just in the very background, I don't think we're gonna get like any more major cameos than the people we mentioned.
You think we get Pepper Potts in this?
Maybe. If Happy
honestly
dies.
like with Happy being in it, like, and her having such power now, like I don't think that's the craziest thing in the world.
Maybe
her,
she just gets
being there for him after Tony died, and like what he meant to both of them. That could be something.
The Spider-Man No Way Home budget is 200 million, and the Endgame budget was 356 million. So I feel like with pushing too many cast members, might not be it, unless people are like that excited to be in Spider-Man, which I do think this movie could make more money than Endgame because it is Spider-Man, just the people's hero. Everyone loves him, whether you love superheroes or hate him, or everyone just has a good feeling about Spider-Man. So at least I think so. But so I think the people that we've talked about have a good chance. Obviously, like you have Doctor Strange, and then the Spider-Man cast, Happy, and then Zendaya, MJ, and Ned. But I don't know.
And then you have like Willem Dafoe, Jamie Foxx, all the villains that are back, and then potentially, like we said, Charlie Cox potentially.
Yeah, that's so crowded. I wonder how much the villains will actually be in it.
So I heard somebody that said, like, and again, no spoilers or anything, they just gave like a brief reaction, and all they said was, as the going into this movie with the worries everybody had of it being too crowded, they said this movie was executed like beautifully, and it didn't feel too crowded with the amount of like characters in it and stuff. So
like we were saying, like if Daredevil's in it, he's only in it for like 5 minutes. Like,
and like let's look at the track record of how they've introduced other characters, like big characters in the past, of like very small little like winks and nods or mentions or something here and there at something, and then like, oh, they're in this, oh, they're in this, now there's a bigger thing, oh, now they're that person.
Exactly. Like
that's what they do with Black Widow.
with what's her name? I watched that the other night. It was good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But I was talking about like Eternals with Jon Snow or
exactly like that.
Yeah,
where you don't realize that he has something special about him until the end of the movie.
You realize there's something special about this person, I think, but Hawkeye was in Thor.
Yeah.
Oh, I just don't remember that.
He was about to shoot him when he's trying to pick up the hammer in the rain, and he's
remember
like,
"What if?"
The shot.
I remember the What If, but I don't remember Thor 1.
That scene happened in the movie without him shooting.
He was like briefly in it. Actually, the Marvel Legends thing where they do a recap of like the character's entire thing, I watched that for Hawkeye, and I was like, oh, it was actually like really well done. And you kind of sit there for a second, and you go, oh yeah, he kind of is like the forgotten like Avenger that everybody jokes around about, but he actually was like very important for like certain stuff. Like
I've always thought Hawkeye was cool.
Like he actually was.
Well, you're a huge sniper guy. That's basically his thing.
Mm-hmm. I didn't realize like the thing that in Black Widow, like you say, you just watched where she was like, "Where are those bullet holes in the wall of her old house?" And she's like, "Oh, those aren't bullet holes; those are arrow holes."
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Nice. And then
But
they talk about it on Hawkeye.
Exactly.
He's like, "What was the best shot you ever took?" It's like, "It was the one I didn't."
Yeah, it's kind of weird when, well, this might be a Hawkeye spoiler if you guys haven't watched it. In the last episode, what's her name? Yelena. She comes and tries to assassinate Hawkeye for basically it's a hit job, and she thinks that he killed Black Widow.
Yeah, because she was told that.
Yeah, but when Kate Bishop had the arrow on her, she's like no. And then she's like, okay, and then just dips
that
out.
part was weird.
I was like, okay, you don't know who she is yet.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
blonde girl.
It's like
Florence Pugh.
She's kind of hot.
She's hot.
I think Kate Bishop's gonna be a part of the LGBTQ mafia. You know, I think she's gonna be the alphabet mafia. Yeah.
Nice.
I think I could see that. So maybe that's what it was.
Maybe bonk.
Bonk Kate Bishop.
But yeah, I don't know. There's just so much that could happen in this movie, which is why I'm like so nervous for it to get spoiled. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no. I think we're doing a good job. Obviously, I looked up things, but I'm good at, since the Han Solo thing, when I start reading something, I know when to stop reading it. So
yeah, I've taken my Twitter like scrolling to like anything remotely MCU, just like quickly scrolling past. Just going, nope.
Yeah, I was actually nervous to watch the Hot Ones video there. I was like, I'm not gonna scroll to the comments. And comment sections are like my favorite thing of all, like on YouTube. Like sometimes I won't even watch the video. I look at the title of the video and I'm like, dude, the comments are gonna rip, you know? So I'll just scroll to that. So I'm just gonna avoid that, just comment sections in general, because it's all the Bears post. So it could be anywhere. So be careful.
Other things to look out for, IG Explore pages, TikTok, and Twitter, like the trending page. You're gonna have to be really, because the muted words don't really work on the trending page.
Yeah, no, because they're in hashtags and they're pushed together, so they don't. I saw something on my page today, which it was like hashtag Spider-Man No Way Home, and I was like, what the hell? I have it
muted that.
I was like, I thought I muted it.
And also avoid.
I was gonna say the Bad Batch our Twitter. If you go on that, watch out, because we don't have anything muted on that. So yeah.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. So if you open that, just good luck.
You're just
tweet
talking
spoilers at us.
Yeah,
don't tweet spoilers at us.
Yeah, no. Everyone else, if you're listening to this, go on our Twitter. We are on there sometimes.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Also, avoid those people that you follow on Instagram, maybe Snapchat, who like to post everything they're doing. So I hope this person doesn't listen to the podcast. But they put up, I was about to go see Eternals, and they're like, I love you, Harry Styles. And I was like, dude, like stop. Like I heard the rumor because Fryer sucks, but they put it up on their story. They're like, Harry Styles, you're the best. Loved Eternals. And I was like, dude, stop. Like,
I love when people put up like the biggest part of the movie, like and film it and put it on their story, and then put like, oh my god.
Yeah. Like, dude, stop.
There's somebody who used to go to Radford that did that, and I was like, hey, you can't do that. Not everyone's seen the movie. And that person was like, oh no, people had ample amount of time. I'm like, no, you can't.
I went to high school with a girl that did that on like a pretty big movie. And like the biggest scene of it. And I was like, oh, I guess I don't need to see that movie.
Yeah, so if you're listening, we don't post a lot of like just like, whoa, this is crazy on our Twitter or Instagram, but we'll stay spoiler free until our next week's episode when we talk about it. Yeah, so you have until,
you'll be warned.
Let me say, what's today? Or let me see the calendar. Whatever next Monday is. Oh my god. You have until the 20th to see Spider-Man, and then just don't listen to next week's episode. But obviously this one's spoiler free, some leaks and rumors, but not leaks, but like, just guessing. But we don't know anything official. We're staying away from all that stuff, just to be clear.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking this, if other people are doing the mute thing that we're doing for like search stuff, what should we name this episode? Spoiler free miter pan.
I think you shouldn't start the word with spoiler. You should say like no spoiler.
None.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. No spoilers.
No
Okay.
spoilers here. Spoiler free zone. But yeah. Well, I guess that's kind of as far as we can take it until we can see this movie and let you guys know. Like we said, next week we'll be kind of like talking more about what actually happened, giving you guys some time to see the movie and everything. And we'll give you guys ample warning for spoilers. And that kind of goes with everything going forward, as can be expected. But thanks for joining in again. Season 2, we're on to the second season. We're expanding. We're doing a little change. Obviously, we're kind of not just doing Star Wars, although we will be covering Star Wars. We're branching out. We're spreading our wings, as you could probably tell, to more of a mass media, more film-centered MCU kind of across the board language. So you'll see that come from us. Same Twitter handles though, and same places you can find us on the Bad Batch Podcast on Instagram and YouTube, and Bad Batch Pod on Twitter. So thanks again for following us with another season, and talk to you again next week. And hope you guys love Spider-Man. I hope we do too, because if I don't, I'm gonna cry.
Okay. Also, real quick, we're not going to talk about this on social media. So if you've made it this far, I have a bunch of stickers left. Obviously, this is it's still our current logo
Vintage.
thing, but I guess it's vintage since this will be in the center, but it's not the main thing anymore. If you want a sticker, we can just message us and we'll talk about it, and I'll send it to you. I have like 50 left, so
might as well grab a free sticker if you're already.
Might as well grab a free sticker, or maybe pay for like the postage stamp, which is like 50 cents. So I can get free envelopes, can't get free postage. So
free envies,
but we'll do it. So if you made it this far, stickers. Welcome to season 2.
With that being said, peace out and welcome to season 2.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Bye.